A pig farm in Vietnam. Farmers here are sorting 7-year-old newborn piglets. These piglets only know how to suckle the mother's milk and do not know how to eat outside food. They are collected by farmers from pig farms in the village and distributed to pigs. Another part will be processed into suckling pigs for export to Hong Kong, China.
We will sell these piglets to Hong Kong entrepreneurs after processing them into cooked roast pigs and canning them to sell to Chinese importers. On average, each day here buys about 5 suckling pigs of all kinds. This is our system communication business. Thanks to this profession, we have an income of about 5% of dollars per month. All the family's expenses, serving the children's education also depend on the income from these piglets.
Vietnam is an agricultural country with a population of about 100 million people as of early August 2023, of which about 65 million people depend on agricultural production and they mainly live in rural areas. In 2022, the export of agricultural products will bring Vietnam nearly 50 billion United States dollars. Currently, Vietnam is the 3rd largest rice exporter in the world after India and Thailand. Vietnam currently has the 5th largest pig herd in the world with nearly 30 million heads.
This farm of ours is raising nearly 3,000 pigs. Each one weighs between 130 and 150 kilograms. These pigs have been raised for more than 5 months now. In general, raising pigs has become our profession. Every year, raising pigs brings our family an income of about $300,000. Raising pigs is very hard and very worried about the output market, because the price is very volatile. If the price of pigs is low, then you can lose money and go bankrupt. Currently, in Vietnam, pig farming has become a risky business because there are many competing businesses. We just hope that pig farming is stable, farmers are profitable to maintain their lives. Really, we are always worried about the market price. We hope that pig farming is disease-free and favorable. In Vietnam now is very comfortable about food. However, we need to get rich and have a lot of money to improve our quality of life.
The mallard ducks rank 2nd in the world with more than 100 million birds, just behind China. In addition, Vietnam is also a huge exporter of coffee, pepper, cashew nuts and pangasius. Specifically, Vietnam is the world's best pangasius farming country with a yield of more than 300 tons per hectare. Vietnam used to be a country of poverty and lack of food that lasted until the 1980s. But since the country's renovation, starting in 1986, Vietnam's economy has developed very quickly and with unique characteristics. Outstanding, especially agriculture. From poverty, Vietnam has risen to become an agricultural export power. Currently, the majority of Vietnamese people live a life of poverty.
Because of the strong development of agriculture, Vietnam is very stable in all aspects. Because people are well-fed and warm, Vietnamese society is equal and peaceful. Foreign investors are very satisfied when choosing Vietnam for long-term investment. Vietnam is a country that is assessed by the United Nations as a model in hunger eradication and poverty reduction, and very well in the implementation of the Millennium Development Goals.
Vietnamese people today go on to get rich and they are very happy because food is plentiful and plentiful. Every year, Vietnamese farmers produce a huge amount of agricultural products, ensuring a living supply for a population twice the population of Vietnam. Particularly in terms of pig production, it is currently becoming a strength of Vietnam with about 3 million households raising pigs, bringing about 6 million tons of meat per year.
Currently, on average, each Vietnamese person annually gets 200 eggs, 80 kilograms of meat, 500 kilograms of rice, 300 kilograms of vegetables, 100 kilograms of fish, and 200 kilograms of fruit. This is a very large quantity and inedible, so it has to find a way to export to the world. It can be said that Vietnam is very assured of food security in all circumstances. Vietnam used to be known as a poor country that had to import food, but now, Vietnam has become the second largest country in Southeast Asia and 15th in the world in terms of agricultural exports. Currently, Vietnamese agricultural products have been exported to nearly 200 countries and territories. In the coming time, Vietnam will try to reorganize the production process to improve agricultural efficiency, especially improve the quality of agricultural products to export more to the world. In any case, agriculture is a solid guarantee of food security. At present, most of the fields of crop production and animal husbandry in Vietnam have been modernized with the best varieties of plants and animals. In the not-too-distant future, Vietnamese agriculture will apply a fully digitized system for modern development, thereby soon bringing Vietnam's agriculture into the top 10 in the world.
Again, Vietnam has been a very admirable country. Look at COVID. During COVID, Vietnamese government trained over 5 million farmers to go digital so that their producers can be sold on e-commerce, and we're seeing about 50,000-60,000 different products being put in the market. That has really spearheaded Vietnam agriculture to enable our smallholder farmers to put their producers closer to the marketplace. Vietnam has gone through a tremendous transformation of agriculture. If you look at the past 20 years, your agriculture output in terms of value have doubled. Your top 3 exporting countries are US, China, and also EU. Beyond that, they are also exporting a whole load of your 3rd largest exporter of rice, behind India and Thailand. You are largest exporter of various other commodities, including tea, coffee, and today, soon, you'll be one of the largest exporter of flowers for that, as an example. So we see the continued exponential growth of Vietnam agriculture, both in the ASEAN space and also global trade. But behind the scene, we need to congratulate the government of Vietnam for a significant transformation in policy and adaptation of various innovation as the core practice. Moving forward, like you mentioned just now, with a growth in population, and Vietnam is also growing significantly in terms of middle class and etc. We need to continue to ensure that sound policy that is put in place to incentivize adaptation and for technology to be brought into Vietnam to help farmers and the whole value chain to be upgraded to be able to compete intra-ASEAN and also on the global platform. So there's a lot of opportunity that we need to collectively work with government to ensure that timely implementation of sound policies, both from the agriculture side, from technology side, from, for example, regulations for drone to be used in Vietnam, and down to fintech, whereby transactions for farmers to be able to be paid intra-ASEAN, etc., but down to the level of how do we get our products out into the global market in a timely manner. So a lot of policy needs to come together. It is not only the input, but biotechnology is the core today, because the seed technology today have changed so much from 20 years ago. Today, the biotechnology can cope with pest and disease pressure, with new traits that our members are being introducing into Vietnam market. There's new breeding technology called plant breeding innovation that we can be rapidly put in new traits to be able to cope with either drought, with flooding, with much more better nutrition capability. So a suite of technologies are now ready to be delivered into the hands of farmers to help them, because they, day in and day out, face the climate challenge. So we need to be able to be there with them, with the government to support. But behind the scene, we really need those sound policies to be put in place so that timely delivery of the technology to the hands of farmers to support them. And then we will also be able, for them, be able to grow the agriculture productivity, support affordable and secure food for Vietnam consumer also. Both the farmers plays a very challenging role. On one hand, he needs to feed his family, he needs to feed the people of Vietnam, and also needs to support Vietnam agriculture GDP for export. So they have a lot of role, but we as collectively with the government and the technology provider is here to ensure that our farmers gets the support they need to be effective, efficient, and we are putting a lot of pressure on them to say, oh, you need to, they are faced with challenge in the sense that they are growing under what you call restricted resources. They need to be environmentally sound and be able to make a profit with their food producers. So therefore, back end is we need to support them with all the innovation for them to be competitive, efficient, and safe for the products to go to the market. Again, we salute you as the food hero. Without you, we will not have food, affordable and safe food on our table every day. And you are the core hero that supports Vietnam economic for export market, because you are the food hero and we understand your challenges day in and day out in the field. We are committed to work with the government and with other players to ensure that you receive the best technology and innovation as become available to help you to help you to manage your challenges day in and day out on the field. So collectively, we are working with you, reassure that we are committed to deliver innovation and technology. Thank you.